Thanks everyone for attending today. It's a sad day when we come here and we're saying goodbye to so many seasons. It's, they all won't be remembered. No way. But I think it's good that you guys can listen today and pay no respect to these teams because they don't deserve it. St Kilda, West Coast, North, Melbourne, but especially and recently, Carlton, Essendon and Collingwood. We say farewell to your seasons because they did. Ollie, thank you for being here during this tough time.
No, thanks for allowing me to be here during this moment.
And thank you for being a shoulder. Mm-hmm. The last 11 hours have not been easy for me. When you do lose a season, they're tough. Yeah. And your words of wisdom have carried me through the rough seas. And I know you brought a passage here from a St Kilda book, which you'd like to read from.
I do, yeah. There were so many words I could say, but I feel like it's better to let wiser men than me have spoken before. And I'm reading a passage now from Heroes with Halos, Neil Roberts, who played for St Kilda between 1952 and 1962. And I really feel like this passage in particular sums up St Kilda and indeed the teams in front of us, sums up their season. He came to St Kilda with a huge goal-kicking reputation. 7 games at the end of the 1952 season, he produced 13 goals and countless behinds. To quote, "I was kicking 111 and that sort of thing." And I think I speak for everyone when I say I hear your words, Neil Roberts, and I understand them. So thank you for allowing me to share that with you.
And that was brave. Thank you. Because I know you're also feeling it right now. And I guess I want to say a few nice words about those seasons that are dead. Mm-hmm. Essendon, lots of fun. Top 4 was a lot of fun for a while. And then you got on the slide and went down at a vicious pace, which we all saw coming. To Carlton, those 4 weeks in second spot only recently were times that I'll never forget. I used to pray for times like that. And to Collingwood. Anyway, rest in peace to your seasons. Beautiful. And we shall never see you again or talk about you ever again.
Beautifully said, Dan.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dan Does Footy podcast. You can find more of Dan Does Footy on the website, Spotify, YouTube and social media. Lids off. See ya.
There was heaps of sick kids and I was like, where are they? Kick him harder. Kick him all harder. Punch him in the face. I was bloody horizontally challenged, if you get what I mean. Boner. Tough crowd today. Should we say this is the line? If you don't hear the next bit, it's over the line? Okay, so if you don't hear the next bit, I've got a line. Who's just walked past Punt Road? It dips him. Okay, we're back, guys. It's tough going here in the studio. As you might have heard, we just had the funeral for all those seasons, and Ollie, tough to say goodbye. Oh, not really, actually, at all. Very easy to say goodbye. Now I think about it, very easy to say goodbye. It's that time of the year, around 22, where there's times to put things to bed. Yep. Lower them down 6 feet, put a lot of dirt on them, and never talk about them again. And as you can see here, they're the seasons that are over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it?
It's been crazy.
It's just, and it's continuing to go on, which I love. But from my point of view, obviously, it's difficult to win by 50 points on the weekend and still know your season's done. That hurts. That doesn't feel great, I will admit.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed myself. And
I'm glad, yeah.
I suppose I now look forward to picking which team I go for now for the rest of the year, which is that's a journey in itself.
Well, it's a natural progression, I think, for everyone out there. When your team's done, you've got to jump on another bandwagon. And you don't have to get behind them in terms of buying memberships or merchandise, but you just have a team in your heart that you go, fill the void. Yeah. For me, for 4 weeks in September, potentially. And that's all you need. What a wild round of football. Might be the first year in our history that no team decides to win the flag. because I can't pick it at the moment.
Oh, good luck.
I can't pick it. I actually don't know. A lot of people out there are giving their tips for the flag. I don't want to give you one because I just don't know.
No.
I don't know this year at all. But yesterday was a tough day for the Gorringe household.
Talk me through it. So how did it start?
It started okay.
Okay.
Started okay. There was some hope. And it's the hope that kills you, really, in the end.
Yeah.
There was hope, and then it turned, the second quarter, it just turned to shit really quickly. And I don't care if we're going to get thumped. Just show me something. Show a bit of life.
So
To bend over.
Yeah. So, well, this is actually a really good moment because when you lost to Collingwood, you did say, don't go down like this. I'd rather be thumped.
Yep.
Right? So now you've seen sort of both sides of the coin. What feels better and worse?
I mean, losing in Collingwood always hurts.
Yep.
But in general, I think now, I'd rather be in a game than have to sit in front of the TV or at the game for an hour and a half and cop a belting.
It's just punishment.
It is. To sit through that was just horrible. Horrible. And there was injuries. I get there was injuries, but there's just a thing called lack of effort. You know, boys out there didn't want enough. Get me in there to wind the boys up. I would fucking eyeball them and say, boys, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know it's bullshit. You know it deep down. You got people like myself who pay hard-earned cash for their memberships and you shit on us with shit like that. So I've taken it well. I'm taking it well. But apart from that, I'm going to put that aside because we got a show to do here.
Yeah.
We're professionals. The show must go on. Extremely hot in this suit. Just for those who haven't caught on what's happened here, especially the people listening in the car or on the way to work or whatever and have no visual at all.
No.
YouTube will get it again. YouTube's all over it. But we are in suits here. We just mourn the death of our seasons and a few other team seasons. So who we say goodbye to? We said goodbye to the Suns, D's, North, West Coast, Saints. The Bombers done. Blues, I think, always keep fighting, but they're done.
Yeah.
Collingwood are done.
Yep. Just on the suits, leaving the house this morning in a suit that I haven't worn in probably a year, catching the tram.
Yeah.
I looked like I have been in some trouble.
Yeah. True.
On the tram.
Well, you look quite good. You look like you're about to either host a BNF or go to Spring Carnival.
Okay. Well, I know I'm doing one of those things this week.
Talk about now. It was a great interlude.
Yeah, well, emceeing the St Kilda BNF.
Well done. Got to light it up.
I did forget to mention there are 3 MCs. So I'm one of 3.
How are you? Are you a roaming person? You're roaming Brian. Are you actually?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know there's 3.
So you could be roaming.
I doubt I'm doing the 3 votes, Joe Steele.
Are you doing the halftime entertainment with Goxie?
Now that you'd pay good money to see, wouldn't you?
You and Goxie doing the MC.
And Amber in the background doing knock knock.
Oh, you just know Knock Knock's going to be there. Table 104. Knock Knock from the back. Our season's done. Don't do that. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, you look like you're about to do that. Now, I look like I've just come home from a bar, going through a divorce.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of money at the track.
Yep.
Or probably most fitting, I have just taken a defense case. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
And it's a big case, and I'm not qualified or built for the big case to defend my client.
You really remind me of almost a Japanese businessman in Tokyo. You know how it's part of their culture that you have to drink with, the clients you're doing business with.
Yeah.
And you're stumbling home at 7 a.m. You've got that look to you.
Or my briefcase everywhere. The notes are everywhere.
Yeah, notes are everywhere.
I look horrible. But
Sake stains, all that.
I look horrible. Just what a great weekend. A great weekend all round. Olympics is done. We'll get into that in a minute. But the football is just great. I know it's been heartache, but I think everyone, regardless of how your team's going, you look at it and go, how good's this season been?
Yep.
One to remember. Who knows what's going to happen? It's just literally a season, to describe it best, of teams who are choking and shit in the bed. And that's not a good combo in any household.
No.
You ever choked and shat the bed at the same time? Do not recommend it all. At all.
What
I have.
You've done both?
Yep. Had a buttered chicken in bed once. Choked on the rice, shat up my ass.
Yeah.
Horrible experience.
Yeah. Well, we've all been there.
Have you?
I've similar story.
Oh, well, share.
Do you really want me to?
Depends. If it doesn't make the pod, I guess you guys will know that it's taken out.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, well, I'll try and tell it quickly. But when I had been living overseas for about for almost 5 years, and so this semi-recently moved into a share house of 3 other people. Within the first 2 weeks, I'd say, I had the middle room. I didn't know what my work schedule would be and, finances. So I thought, I'll happily take the small room for a bit, whatever. I just had a bed. That's it.
Great.
So it was one of those sort of rooms. Pretty depressing type situation. I had 2 to 3 bottles of Pinot in bed.
Oh, my God.
Watching films. And I got excited and sharted.
Oh.
And then at 1 a.m. went, well, I got to do something about this. So I took all the sheets off, put it into my arms. I had the red wine all over my mouth.
Oh, my God.
Ran into my brand new housemate. She said, Holly, what are you doing? And she was getting up to do a night shift at the hospital. And I had to look at her and go, I'm just washing my sheets.
As you've shat them.
Oh, it was
How much
awful.
shit we talking?
Enough to warrant a washing.
Yeah, okay. Gross.
Yeah.
Well, we've all been there then.
So do you reckon that'll make the pod or what's the go?
What are your concerns? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't mind sharing it.
Okay,
it's
leave it
just
in
whether
then.
or not people will enjoy listening to it.
Leave it in. I'll tell you who does fucking enjoy sharing. People on the hotline.
No.
Here we go. Let's do it. When you're ready. This is just showbiz.
This is show business.
It wasn't ready for me to go that fast. Funeral version.
If you've got a problem or a solution, then leave a message and we might read it, unless we are really, really, really busy.
And we are busy. Busy mourning deaths. We are. I just also came to my head during this thing. There is definitely a direct flight from WA to Tassie.
Well, this is new.
I don't think it is.
Well, in my lifetime living there, that definitely wasn't the case.
Yeah, but you haven't lived there in a while now.
Okay. Well,
So
what's everyone's issue?
Well,
sorry,
you-
I
yeah,
didn't know. I haven't lived there since 2012.
But you said it so confidently.
Yeah, well, you got to, don't
You
you?
gotta go with
You've got to
confidence.
back yourself.
All right, let's get into it. Let's hope that these are kind. I highly doubt they're going to be kind.
Hey, little Dan. Hey, Big Ollie. Hey, boys. So, my brother-in-law's name is James Jordan, right? And I've been sending him stuff on Instagram and whatnot for, years now. And it's only just dawned on me that I've been sending it to the AFL player. And look, mate, I hope he never checks his DMs from me because I've sent some pretty heinous things over the journey. Well, thanks for listening to me, TED Talk, fellas, and go D's, and Ollie, you're a Hufflepuff, mate.
Oh, what does that mean?
I'm a total Hufflepuff. And,
Are you? What does that mean?
well, it's one of the houses.
Permission to talk about it.
Permission
Go.
to talk about it. Well, each 4 houses essentially has personality types.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the wizarding version of star signs.
Greydor.
What was your Slytherin one? Slimmerdon.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, and no, he's picked up on it. Empathy, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, James Jordan is probably going to check his DMs now, and this bloke's just absolutely belted him with DMs.
Hey, Dan. Just wondering if you're ever coming back to KFC Golden Grove. We kind of miss you a bit, so yeah, we'll try to get you in for next Thursday for a 5 to 9 if that's all right. Cheers.
Just said for those who have just listened for the first time, the story is I had a job at KFC before I got drafted on the weekend, never formally told them that I was just going to the Gold Coast to pursue a football career. So I'm still employed to KFC Golden Grove.
Golden Grove KFC, hey?
Great establishment, good nuggets.
Okay. Were you Tills or Fryer?
No, I was a burger guy.
Okay.
Yeah, burger. But what I did, weirdly, I had a fascination with the deep fryer about how hot it was. This is a bit weird. And like a cow when they get branded, I took the deep fryer to my forearm and left a mark there because I thought it was cool. Worst thing ever.
Why?
I have no idea.
You're a really troubled guy, aren't you?
Well, big going on in Adelaide. That was a bit of Snowtown vibes about that story, actually. But I mean, I didn't kill anyone. I didn't put a body in the barrel. No Snowtown. Let's stop talking about Adelaide. I'm getting myself in trouble.
Ollie.
Oh, no.
And also probably Dan.
Oh, fuck.
Dan's probably here on Ollie's podcast right now. But anyways, fresh from Adelaide Oval, big doggies, man. But fuck me. We were not bulldogs today. We were little chihuahuas.
Rest in peace.
Mate, we have not played more than 5 games in a fucking row well over the past fucking decade. 5 games and we shit the bed. let's just think. Our next 5 games, we got North. That's a win. We got GWS. That's a fucking win. Elimination final, win. Fucking semi-final, fucking win. Prelim final, we will shit the fucking bed and we'll be back to fucking square one. When does it fucking end?
Doesn't end.
I mean, it doesn't, does it?
But yeah,
like his
I mean, it
voice
doesn't
note.
end. Games, everything's in vibes.
That's interesting. I mean, that's
Doggies,
just science if you've nailed it.
Think about it, again, choking shit in the bed. Doggies did a real big shit in Adelaide.
They did, didn't they?
In their hotel beds as well. That's not where you want to do it.
No way.
That was bad by them.
It was bad,
It
wasn't it?
really, really
Was it?
bad.
Yeah.
But it's on trend. Everyone's doing it.
It's popular.
It's actually fucking disgusting. I'm usually very optimistic, don't like abusing the players, but today I just fucking pinpointed every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Any one of the Carlton players that came near the boundary line, I fucking targeted them. And I know it's a bad look, but you just got to fucking let it out somewhere.
Yeah.
It's fucked. We are done.
And honestly, I don't like going at the players, but sometimes when you see what you did yesterday, you got to get up and you got to get the finger out and have all the rage in the tip of your finger and you got to try and get their eyeballs.
Like E.T.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you say anything, like not the stuff down the race where we saw Essendon a few weeks ago and Carlton last year when actually he turned their season around. So maybe they do that again. Maybe they're not. I don't know. I'm not that guy. I'm a vicious finger pointer. And no words though. Just eyes and fingers. And they know like that. You telling me if I do that to you, you don't know that I'm angry?
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything.
Exactly.
You can feel how much anger I have in this fingertip.
A bit like, do you remember that guy that turned into a meme? I think he was at a baseball game and he just stood there with his arms crossed, shaking his
Disappointed.
head.
That's what I did yesterday in front of the TV. For the last half, I just stood there with a finger out and tracked every player with their handball kick down the line. I just finger pointed them.
You look like Mark Holden post touchdown.
Look like an idiot, just like this for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to do it sometimes. So I don't hate a finger point. If you're out of the game and it's not going well, bring the finger out.
Yeah.
And start pointing it around.
Mate, you think
Yeah.
Carlton are frauds? What about Essendon? I think we're kissing cousins. Can't believe it.
True. They are kissing. I don't bring. Yeah, I'm not. I got a Tassie joke. I'm not going to say it actually.
Hey, Big O and Little D. I called up last week about trying to get my refund for my Hawk T-shirt.
Oh yeah, we remember.
Just wondering if you could help me actually get the T-shirt back now so I can wear it to the fucking grand final.
Tried to tell you.
Flag Hawk back, lids are off. Suck shit, Goz. Also, what the fuck's a ray gun?
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is he doesn't know we're actually at a funeral. So that if you're on the stand speaking, that would be very disrespectful to the teams that we're saying goodbye to.
Wouldn't it?
I don't hate it, but I'm just saying, how dare you?
Yeah, don't love
At
it.
a time like when we're mourning and saying nice things about all the teams at Collingwood, don't do that.
Fill the room, buddy.
A ray gun. Ray gun was unreal. We'll speak about ray gun later.
We'll speak about Ray
You
gun.
got a bit of ray gun about you.
Thank you. I think.
We got a few here, guys, so let's just keep going through them.
I mean, this is really one that could just be an episode in itself.
True.
Hi, little Dan.
Oh,
and
she sounds
Big Ollie.
nice.
My name's Amy.
Oh.
And I just want to talk about how shit Carlton are. Yeah, my cousin supports them. They're just like really bad. And I just feel like losing to Hawthorn just makes it all the worse. And I love Hawthorn. But like, you should have beaten them. If you actually want to be a quality football side, I felt like you could have done better than that, you know? I feel like you have a good input into this. So, you know what? Maybe you should be talking Carlton. This is your fault, little damn. Anyways, go the Lions.
What the Emmy, you were so sweet. That's actually cooler than just like someone saying "fuck you, Dad." When they start off sweet, and even their insults were sweet.
They're just going, "It's all your fault. Bye, go Lions."
Emmy, I thought, is this all my fault? I think maybe I should stop going, or I should stop actually going the early crow and everything.
Well, I mean, there's a pie chart of fault, and you're a slither. I don't think it's all your fault, but there'd be a, you know.
You can definitely attribute some to me.
Yeah.
Ever since that cigar came out, things have gone downhill.
Yeah.
It's the cigar and abusing Collingwood fans when they lose. Thanks, Emmy. That was great. Thank you.
Yeah, g'day there, Big Dan and Humongous Ollie.
G'day.
Just out walking the dog at the moment after a crazy weekend of footy, and
wanted to ring in with a couple of thoughts. First things first, I am a proud Hawk man, so sorry about that, Dan. Just outplayed by a better opposition, really, and probably a bit further along in our development, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. I'm sure you'll bounce back next year. But just wanted to put it out there. I got a lot of respect for you, Dan. If it was my club that had just had the absolute piss beaten out of them, I certainly wouldn't be able to put out the social media content that you do to give us all a laugh. So, like I said, a lot of respect for that. And the other thing I wanted to mention too is it's what a fucking joke Vossi's press conference was. It was absolute agony to listen to because reporters were asking him question after question about the injury status of all the players, like he's got X-ray vision and can just look through the boys and see how bad their injuries are. So I think we need to have some sort of system to vet who gets let in there because that was an absolute joke. But yeah, just wanted to ring in with those couple of thoughts. Love the work you do. Keep it up.
Good on you, mate. It's very nice. Yeah, you guys are definitely further ahead in development. I won't argue with that. And I mean, it's weird because you won 3 flags, then rebuilt. Now you're better than us again. So that's good to sit in. Just on that, I didn't see Vossi's one. Is that what happened? Did you see it all?
I watched a little bit of Vossi's presser. He didn't seem too rattled, which I want to know from a Carlton's point of view. I just don't know how I'd feel about it. He was like, I've got plenty of hope. Like it's...
Well, he does. He's got none.
I mean, as a Saints fan, when I say Ross, take to the stand, it's like, what's going on. He's pretty honest. He'll
he's very...
Like, what do you want? Like, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you got asked that in the presser, it's with that. When anyone, if it's a special comments person, a boundary writer at quarter time going to the coach or, the physios, whoever it might be, when someone's been injured, and like, hey, that looked pretty bad. Like, it was a bad ankle injury. How's it look? How long for? Do I look like a fucking X-ray machine? Are you talking to an MRI machine? How would they know? Like, I think there was one on the weekend where I think it was Charlie actually. Does it look like it's going to be done for the rest of the season? It happened 3 minutes ago. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I know? Like, it is just, I reckon there should be some kind of system, like a checklist in the presser especially.
Yep.
Who gets in here or not? What questions are you going to ask? Show us your questions before we get in there.
I just had a thought. You've got, I'm assuming you'd have an AFL accreditation, wouldn't you?
I do.
So do I.
We could get in there.
We could go in there. That's all you need.
Just walk through, ask some questions. Oh, fuck me. I'm with you, Robbo, if it was Robbo.
Yeah, g'day. Just wanted to quickly ask a question. What are your thoughts on players going to a nightclub after a loss, especially by 2 points? I will not name the player's name, but number 31, Melbourne.
Okay. Look, all right. I think I know who that is. Look, I'm all for hitting the club after a loss because sometimes you've got to dance it out of your system. And sometimes when you have been on your feet for 2 hours and you've just lost a close game, you got to go sink a few vodka sodas. You got to go to an electric nightclub and line up and sit in a booth for 8 hours until 4 a.m. just to get out of your system. I'm all in for that.
I think it's fine to go to wine bar, pub, with a bit going on. Don't know about a club.
I wouldn't be going to Bloom.
No.
In Geelong.
I also all seriousness, I just probably wouldn't want to put myself in the public eye. Like just because, if we are talking about number 31 from Demons, who we all know, I wouldn't want to run into a D's fan.
No.
Or a Port fan.
I mean, leave DJ Shitboy out of this. That's what I say. I know, no, mate. Other Suns, we would be out every weekend.
Yeah, but no one would go up to you.
Getting belted and just going to our toes and just whoop, whoop. Did we get absolutely thumped by 66 points? Yeah, we did. I'm staying out till 3. Have I got training in 48 hours? Sure do. My hammies don't give a shit. Let's go. Oh, yeah. I mean, even the recovery, you walk in half pissed. The recovery, half the group be doing the walk down the beach, fucking walking sideways in the water.
Was the Suns' recovery much like just a wedding recovery?
Oh, mate, it literally was.
Yeah, it was just... Oh, jeez.
Actually, in the water, there'd be blokes like lifeguards were on edge all the time at a Suns recovery. Again, the day after a game and they've been out at our toes, it'd be like, okay, boys, they're back again. They're still pissed. I can smell it on them. Just keep an eye on them because a few of them have floated at the back.
Yep.
And we just want to make sure we don't lose them there.
Yep.
There's some hairy times out there. Almost got taken under a wave here and there. All right, here we go.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Ollie. Listen, I just got to say, I've looked really fucking cool watching that game in my Freo retro merch. Spent a couple $100. No worries. Look sexy as fuck. And guess what? What do the boys do? fucking nothing. They do absolutely fucking nothing yet again. They're literally versing a seniors team. They all have that fucking Commonwealth seniors card. They get discount on the library. And we can't fucking beat them. This is embarrassing. And I am so fucking done with it. For fuck's sake. What a waste of looking sexy.
Well, welcome to the funeral. You know, you can put him down there as well.
Well, that just reminded me. I mean, we would say the second that we find out that a team's wearing their retro gear, it's like, oh, there's a win.
We'll be caught up and looking good.
You lost in your retro gear.
Yep.
Freo lost in their retro gear.
D's lost.
D's lost in their retro gear.
Geelong lost in their retro.
I'm just saying.
There's something about it. Yeah,
maybe we're looking at it all wrong.
Steer clear of the retro. Let's do one more here.
Little Dan, big O. Here I am Saturday morning. Had time to reflect on the Pies' performance last night. And here I am on the way to the gym. 8 a.m. in the morning after I've seen Dan's ugly clown fucking head laughing at the Pies.
Pretty funny though.
I'm off to spar with a photo of Dan on that fucking bag. Fuck you, Dan. I love you, Ollie.
Well, fair enough.
Love you too, mate.
Fair enough as well, guys. And thank you. Look, I feel what I'm getting, and it's a funeral here, what I'm understanding now is we've had the lowering of the teams, and now there's emotion rising. Like it's settling in for a few people, you know?
So
we're going to the pub, we're having a few beers, and a few truths are being told about the teams and how they really felt about you.
So seven stages of grief, shock and denial, which I think we've all been through at this, you know.
Yeah, I'm probably still, I'm through shock. I'm in denial.
Pain and guilt.
I feel guilty for ever going for them, yeah.
Yep. Anger and bargaining.
I am bargaining for, a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Depression.
Oh, yeah.
Then the upward turn, which we're nowhere near.
Not going to get that.
Reconstruction and working through.
Yeah.
And then acceptance and hope. So I'd say we're probably clearly at the anger and bargaining stage of grief.
Definitely.
Right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, we've got a long way to go. It's been a long year for people, and I get that they're really upset. But let's get through some other stuff before we get into the actual footy, the meat of the footy. Olympics are done.
Yeah.
Hey, we had our best Olympics ever. Well done to us, guys. We were unbelievable. Now, a few weird things happened over the week in the last few days. I feel like we ran out of steam there. And the Olympics in general ran out of steam.
That's exactly
Don't
what
you
it was.
reckon?
It just went for maybe 5 days too long.
Yeah, it was cool. It had our interest.
Yeah.
And then we decided, okay, I think we've got way too many events here. We're just making stuff up now. And one of those things was the breakdancing, which they call break. And that's where we see ray gun. Now, this breakdancing went exactly the way that I think we all thought it was going to go. Just a circus. It wasn't great. But in saying that, full respect to the Ray Gun for getting over there, getting a free trip to Paris, free accom, free food. Respect the hustle and the desire and the will to get up on that stage and move.
Are you referring to just Ray Gun or the breaking overall?
The whole community weirds me out.
Okay, then.
I don't get it.
Sure.
It's confusing.
Yep.
And I feel like if we're sending Ray Gun over there, which again, full respect, and you get a free trip, croissants, coffee, food, bonjours, kisses, condoms, I'm in for that. I can get down and give you that.
Yeah. I will say that J Attack was good. And I think, I watched the gold medal break and that was entertaining.
But are you telling me that I can't get down and give you that?
I know you can't get down and do what J Attack did. I will watch one of those candles there. Yeah. And can you throw a few little nods to Australia in there as well? So, you're just doing the wallaby. That's the Gold Coast local. Now you're paying homage to the natural worm. Yeah, okay, maybe you can go. Oh, and back to the wallaby. Just that West Coast tab there is getting seriously. Yep, thank you.
Let it burn. You're telling me Ray Gun got 0 points and I can't get 0 points?
Okay, you could probably get half a point for that.
Send me to Paris. What do you say now?
Yeah.
I thought of you. I'm telling you, it was a bad event.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
It was a bad event, but this is funny. This is the rumour. I'm really fucked up for that.
Bodes well for your 90-odd kilometre run.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. So let me finish with the ray gun.
Yeah.
So the rumour is now that she is, this isn't a rumour, this is a fact. She's a lecturer with a PhD in cultural studies.
Correct.
36 years old. And she knew that she couldn't really compete with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But she took it just to get some studies into her. So you go back to her uni and tell them, hey, this is what I learned.
We've always said, say, for example, if we bring it back to football, if there's a commentator out there without pointing names, if they're doing things on purpose, that's on us now. Like, that's actually quite cool. So if she's going, you know what?
Yeah.
If they're up for me going, I'm going to go and sort of, it's a bit of a social study.
Yeah.
Then full respect.
Yeah, I think so. I think she knew that she wasn't going to be able to match it with those guys, but she's like, you know what? It's for my work. I'll do it. And she went, the governing body that takes the dancers over there.
Yeah.
And says to Australian Olympic teams, hey, we found someone, they've gone through the trial process, much like a sprinter or a pole vaulter.
Sure.
They're the head of the ballroom dancers. And the ballroom dancing did get picked for the Olympics as an event, but the break dancing did. So apparently they said, well, bugger you guys, we don't care about this. We're not going to advertise for it. And she just walked in.
That's brilliant.
Against 10 other people and just got it.
How good does the head of the ballroom sound?
Yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy.
Can I just say as well, look, it's just on Ray Gun.
I'm still pretty fucked.
Yeah, I thought that's why I'd say something to give you a quick moment. Just watch the comments, guys. Like,
yeah,
some of them were just a little bit, okay, I get it that she wasn't very good. For starters, she didn't let our country down. We don't give a shit about breakdancing.
No.
Like,
I'm saying this as she did well.
Yeah.
As in, like, but I feel like you said anyone in terms of abusing online.
Yeah, no. It got a little bit dark in there.
Fingers are too busy, I think, for some people. I'm all for this finger being busy, the finger point, but don't let your thumbs get busy.
No.
I've always said that.
Well said.
Don't let your thumbs get busy unless you're in the bedroom, and then you can start experimenting, and then put your thumbs wherever. Okay, let's keep actually. That sounded. Big penis pole vaulter is one of my highlights. We've got some highlights now. I'm just thinking about some highlights. Big penis pole vaulter. Here was the highlight. When your donk costs you the gold medal, you're actually a winner. You're a winner. You are. Another highlight was seeing the Dream Team, the USA basketball team. Now, I know they were always going to win gold. You know what they are? The Dream Team is like, when they play, for them, it's the equivalent of being an AFL footy player and playing the Oz kick at halftime.
Totally.
Like, they're taking the piss.
Yep.
They're so good. After the game, they asked LeBron, hey, what's this team called? Like, what? You know, you had the Dream Team, and then you were so bad, you came back with the Redeem Team. What do we call this team? He said the Avengers.
Oh.
Just cool. Just really cool. So they won a gold medal to end things. They all went out in the club, got lit as.
Could you imagine?
Is LeBron better than Jordan? I know it's such a fucking SEN question.
13, 27, 10. How are we? I don't think so. I think his longevity probably.
See Jordan Summers doing coke. See that?
I
don't see
also-
Bronny doing any rack.
No, I also loved just the picture as a whole because he had a beautiful fruit platter.
Yeah,
it
true.
just looked quite. It looked very rich, didn't it? Like it was a real rich person thing to be doing.
Yeah, and
It
yeah,
was
in
like,
Europe,
you know,
that's
yeah.
a Europe thing, surely. Yeah, it is. So I mean, he was busy. So was maybe him and the Hockey Roos player maybe hung out.
Yeah, well, take note.
I know,
Hockey
take
Roos.
note. And then after the last thing, I think the last event of the Olympics was the marathon.
Mm-hmm.
How fun is this? So we sent again. This reeks of it's too long already. I've kind of had enough of it, but I just want to go out and party. Australian marathon runner, I think it's Sinead Diver.
Sinead.
Sinead Diver. She withdrew from the marathon after cramping in both quads. Fair enough. In the first kilometre. Now, I'm not a runner. I do run. But just prep. I think if you're sent to the Olympics, you got to prepare, definitely. I feel like cramping a kilometre into a marathon tells me you weren't ready or you weren't switched on. That's like me running out for a football game, getting into the ruck, me versus Max Gorn, going, fuck, got no boots on. Not prepared. Not prepared. You can't be doing that.
How did you feel though watching it, being like, wow, if that's happening to her, and then with your sort of, double marathon that you've got?
So let's address the elephant in the room. I have 91 Ks to run.
So far.
So far with 2 games to go for Gatorade lose by, run by. Now, the 58 I did was something that I feel like you can just do, given it's a marathon and a little bit more.
Well, I'm going to give you a bit of credit here. I don't think it is just something you could just do. It's hard.
I don't deserve your kind words after what happened on the weekend.
It's hard.
It is hard, but I feel like the 91 is now like you got to train for that. You can't just be like, oh, it's Saturday.
No.
Let's run 91 Ks. I will, because I've got that in me, and it's deep down, and we all know that's in me. So I'm going to do it, but my body is generally going to break before I think I even get anywhere near doing 91 Ks.
Do you feel like you would like to look at a change of rules, like a fair one? Like, you know, I personally feel like I'd like to see you do it over 2 days. I feel like that still massively counts, because
it's a big effort.
It's a long way, Dan.
Look, am I saying I'm going to try and attempt the 91 Ks running the whole thing? Oh, there'll be breaks, no doubt. I'm not going to pump out 91 in one go, but there'll be breaks where you have a 10-minute spell, 5-minute spell. If it gets to a point where I need to start walking, then I'll let everyone know that, hey, it's 50 Ks in and my hip's cooked. My hip's going to go. My left hip's definitely gone.
Oh, it's just definitely gone.
It's definitely gone. So I think it's let's get some cortisone in it, definitely. Let's get some painkillers and let's just see how far we can go with 91. It's like running from Melbourne CBD to Sorrento.
Do we do that?
Or I'm going one way. I said to Anna, there's no loops here. Once I'm running, I need to run towards something, not make up, not find pavement like I did last time on the 58. I need to find a target and a destination and run to it. Now, is it we going out Ballarat way? I'm not sure, but I can't do the loops around Melbourne again. That ended me.
I reckon what I suggest is maybe on the Friday night you go and stay in Sorrento, rest up.
Oh, get blind.
And then, much like the marathon runner, prepare similar to her. And then we'll pick a pub, an ending spot.
Yep.
And I think everyone can come and cheer you on for the final, you know.
Tell you what, I need Ned Brockman to give me some tips. I messaged him last night.
What did you say?
Oh, I just said, I can't do this. Like, I'm not built like you. And he said, when are you doing it? And I haven't replied to him yet, which I will. But it was a bit on yesterday. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to run with him. I'll get some tips off him, but I think so. It's not going to be good. Anyway, a bit of football before we get into it. Levi Ashcroft commits to the Lions. Now, like they did with Will 2 years ago, they're going to match a contending bid for Levi at this year's draft, likely coming at the very top of the order with Ashcroft shaping as arguably the intake's most talented prospect. Wow. Marcus Ashcroft, their dad, he's got some sperm on him.
Oh.
You're producing those two? What's in your balls?
I always think that about Peter Dacos.
Oh, yeah.
He must just be sitting there going,
sperm,
what do you want from me, everyone?
What do you have in it? Yeah,
Like,
got some magic. Got some Harry Potter magic in his
something
nuts.
in there.
Something in there. I'm thinking this, after yesterday, is where my mind went. We need to trick him into donating sperm to a sperm bank, but it's really my house. And we say, look, going to need 23 donations. He's like, yeah, no worries. He just pumps out 23. All of a sudden, I take them. I store them away for 18 years. 2042, Carlton premiership team is just a bunch of Marcus Ashcrofts running around. But he has no idea it's father-son. Smarter, not harder. Is this the only way we can win a flag?
The only problem is
someone's trying.
You're not eligible for father-son.
No, but I'm saying we take his sperm and he has no idea where his sperm's gone after that. He's like, oh, I'm going to donate to a sperm bank, not thinking that they'll ever be good football players. Or not wanting a relationship with them. And then what I've done, I've taken them, I've stored them away for 18 years.
Yeah.
We win a flag.
Yeah, but how do we get them to commit to Carlton?
Mate, they don't know any different. They're going to be little sperms, little babies. We just tell them, hey, you're a Carlton person now.
Okay.
I can't father-son them.
I think there's holes in your argument.
No. Okay, we'll just say that it's like Kuda's sons.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Okay, but hold on. Statistically, they could be women as well.
Yeah, AFLW, you beauty.
Gonna need 56.
Unbelievable.
Just in case.
No, flag's a flag, mate.
Yeah, well, fucking oath. So Levi's an absolute machine. Probably going to number one, I think, is the talk in the draft. I think the draft's actually a lot stronger than what we thought. We thought it was a lucky dip draft. But I think that he might have gone number one here. Now he's going to the Lions, which raises the question. Everyone's going to be arguing about, oh, well, what's happening here? You think it's a bit of match and get a number one pick? It's all changing. Laura's going to get teeth into it. She's going to change the system. But he played for the VFL, the Lions VFL, on the weekend. Had a quiet game. 35 touches, 14 contested touches, 11 clearances, 8 marks, 5 tackles, and a goal.
Bit of work to do.
If he wants to play AFL football, you got to be better than that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking 40 and 2 at least. Switch. Don't take your footy seriously. Andrew Gaff retired as well. What an absolute lord Andrew Gaff was, or is still playing the weekend as well as a sub. I think came on and he was actually very, very good. But had a great career. Back in the day, the streets remember Andrew Gaff. Back in the day, prime West Coast days in that 2010s when they were going for flags over and over again, unreal on a wing.
I feel like he ruined it though with the incident, the punching incident. And now when I think of Gaff, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
True. Yeah. I mean, he's
great career.
Missed the grand final because of it, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, damn, the punch that ruined his career. And probably ever since then wasn't the same.
No, definitely not.
I think the thing about Gaffy is such a big heart. He's actually a very kind, gentle soul. And I generally think that maybe the punch weighed him down.
Rocked him totally.
Because that's not him at all. It was a genuine brain fade. It's very Barry Hall. It's not Andrew Gaff.
No.
At all. So I think maybe, and I don't know, we don't know him. And just, again, I'm just saying stuff because that's what I have to do. I've got to feel an hour and a half here, so I'm going to say a lot of words. But I think that the way that I know Gaffy, I think that would weigh him down a little bit. But had 99 games with 30 touches.
That's amazing.
That's a big guy just getting disposals left, right and centre.
We need one more.
One more. Give him one more. So hopefully Schofield just says, mate, go loose man defence and have 50.
Probably this weekend, you would have thought.
Who they got?
Carlton.
Oh, fuck. Don't do that this week. Do not do that this week. Let's get into some football. Let's unpack this, mate. So just before we get into it, this is how the season really has just taken a turn for the worse for these teams. Round 14 or end of round 14, maybe round 15, Carlton, Collingwood, Essendon, all top 4. End of this round, they're all out of the 8. Just what a time to be alive if you're a non-Vic person loving your football. Currently, as it stands, we do not have any finals in Melbourne if it was to be played next week or this week coming up.
And we're assuming, given the predictor that you've done, a Geelong home game would be at GMHBA.
Well, I've done a predictor, so we'll get through the round. I've done a predictor, and then I'll tell you where the finals will be played for week 1 of finals.
Yep.
Because I think now it's round 22. We can kind of start shaping it now, I think. I know that people say you can't, but I think given what we see with the run home for 2 games left, Hawks have an easy run. Carlton have an easy run, but fuck knows what's going to happen. And then the Dogs, those 3 teams are the ones fighting still.
Sure.
And Freo, but Freo have a bit of a room there. So Friday night football, Sydney from the absolute clouds. Winners by 3 points against the Pies. And the first 3 quarters were sitting there going, Sydney have no right being in this game. Just looking at them going, this isn't the Sydney that we know. Well, it is the last 6 weeks. But then the Pies, I was going, okay, they're going to make finals and be dangerous again. They're down 27 points in the last quarter, the Swans. And Isaac Heaney puts the squad on his back. A genuine, we're not fucking losing this game performance. Unbelievable. Last quarter, he had 14 touches and a goal. And it's like he took the anger out of not being able to win a Brownlow out on the Pies in the last quarter.
That was totally forgetting a bunch of other fourth quarter performances. The best fourth quarter performance I've seen, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'll remember that pretty...
Man-possessed.
Specifically for quite a while now.
Just huge. 20 seconds ago, Cox has a forward 50 throw-in.
Yep.
No, unopposed. No man on him.
Weird. Yep.
And taps it to Blakey. Why don't you just pick it up and kick a goal? Or just have a shot or hold it in or keep it in tight? But he got it into space against no one.
Learning the rules.
Yeah, true. I guess so, yeah. Also, then again, last minute was just mayhem, but the 50 for McStay, footy gods got him. That's karma. We know about the North one that wasn't paid. They got it against. Actually, they got it against North when the 2 ran at the North player and they didn't pay it. And then this one, it was definitely there.
It was definitely 50.
It was definitely there. It was definitely 50. But last season, Pies are kings of the comebacks, and then just nothing. Can't hold a lead at 3/4 time to save their life this year.
Well, last week, but.
I mean, again, still just hanging on for dear life in last quarters.
Generally speaking, their whole DNA and image looks completely different to last year. Totally.
Just different. Sydney they're back big time. And when they figure out that they're actually allowed to start playing football in the first quarter, they're going to be a problem. An absolute, surely the horse goes, guys, very simple here.
Yeah.
So when the first siren goes and the other team is running around, you can actually play as well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Go for it. Actually, you're allowed to play. You're allowed to touch the footy.
Yeah, enjoy
When
yourself.
they work that out and it clicks, again, putting the league on notice that everyone's in trouble. And now it looks like, I think they clinched finals now. So they're done. The only team 2 clinched finals actually, officially. So they'll get a home final for sure. And Chad Warner, everyone found their magic back. Heaney got going. Chad Warner got going with 33 and 2 again. Grundy looked like he was in better form. A revenge game. I think he takes that one personally.
Oh, yeah.
The Pies games. But they're back. For the Pies, heartbreak. It was great, but it was heartbreak for them. Just shouldn't have lost it. A season where they've just let too much slip.
That's really true, but I don't think they should have won it in the first place.
I think when you're 27 points up, you should win.
No, that's very true. But going into the game, you feel like, no, come on, Sydney. You win this. So when you look at it like that, you think, yeah, you gave it a pretty good go.
I think everyone watching this game and even at the ground was going, okay, this is going to go. Collingwood are going to win this game.
Yeah.
They're going to get some momentum. They're going to finish in 8th and then have a hell of a run when they get some soldiers back.
It's so true.
And then last quarter to just give it up and ruin your season like that.
Yeah.
Does it say more about Collingwood or Sydney? Does it say more about Sydney's heart and desire to get back into games, or Collingwood's just like running out of steam in last quarters has been a theme for them all year?
I think as the great girl once said, why don't we have both?
Look at Els Dos.
Yeah. I think that there's column A and B in that, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Sydney got to get the mojo back now, I think. I feel like Sydney got to get things back on track here.
They just needed it, didn't they?
That was a belief win.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, we can do this now.
Yeah.
The question marks over 6 weeks. Oh, no, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that. And for the Pies, they go back the off-season, and as much as I despise them and hate them, and it was great to see, I think they're still going to be okay next year. And there's a lot of people saying, no, they're too old, their list is going to change, Pendlebury, Sidebottom, Cox, they do. I just think if you've got Fly at the wheel, who's just giving them inspiration, you've got that guy coming in singing songs about Pendles, I think there's still enough there for hope for Collingwood fans to be like, okay, maybe next year, like a Richmond did, have a year in between a flag and then go again.
I feel like they're 2 big signings away from shoring up this thing for the next couple of years.
So what do they need?
Full forward. For sure.
Yep.
Like, definitely.
Yep.
And then...
something in the mid?
No, they're pretty good in the mid.
Still feel down back. And Fram's been pretty good. Old Trailer's been pretty good lately, actually.
They're pretty... yeah. And I don't think we can read too much into Moore's recent form. He's still...
They go away, go to Bali, enjoy your bintangs, watch the finals there. And if there's lots of lovely bars, we can tell you where to stay, where to go. So go to Bali, enjoy it. And then the recruiters get to work and sign a big forward. Josh Tracy would have been good.
Yeah, he would have been
something
great.
like that. Max King would be good. You got to throw the bank at someone. Definitely do. This next game, Giants and Brizzy. Unbelievable. Grand final preview, I thought, leading into it. Giants looking for early flights back to Sydney at halftime of this game. They, again, just a round of teams being down by heaps and then come from nowhere to win it. Just pull themselves out of it in the last quarter, win by 18 points. And if you're heading into the third quarter against the Giants and you're up against them, you're about to get steamrolled. That is the worst position to be against the Giants because they just believe. They've got big hearts. They've got Pipes Kingsley coming down at quarter time giving them sprays. They're dangerous. Dangerous and fun with it as well. Just Darcy Jones, the boy in the helmet, he lit them up in the last quarter. Stood up, kicked 2 amazing goals. Cadman, and we said he's going to explode soon. Oh, yeah. He erupted at the Gabba. Just erupted. Kicked 3 as well. They've got the Cole medalist. Sam Taylor got back in form. They're a squad. They're dangerous come finals.
Just on Cadman, someone did say he officially turned in from a Cad boy to a Cad man in front of our eyes.
That's so good. He definitely did.
Yeah.
But once they're a bit like Sydney Swans. If Horse says to, Kingsley, gives him a call, says, great on the weekend, have just figured out we can play first quarters. Do you know that? He's going to go, what the fuck? Actually?
And then sort of, hey, did we know that?
Yeah. So you're telling me we can play first quarters? I didn't know. And New South Wales have something going on with first quarters at the moment. They don't like it. Allergic to a first quarter. But once the New South Wales teams work out, hey, you can play first quarters, like that's actually the rules. I know, you're not Victoria, you might not know the rule changes. When they happen straight away, it's a bit of a ripple effect, then you get it. But actually, we've been allowed to play first quarters for a long time. Once they're happening,
changer.
It's over. And the Lions, 8-16. They do this, the Lions. They just kick themselves out of it. They're up and about and they get things clicking and then they just find a way to lose games. It's like the teams really beat them. They just kick themselves out of it. It's just, you know what we should call them? Brisbane's. The Brisbane's Lions. I mean, yeah.
The Brisbane.
The Brisbane's.
I think what you've done there is you've probably tapped on something that's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, thanks.
That possibly needs some workshopping.
Should have, yeah. But things are going bad for Brisbane when Charlie Cameron celebrates Joey kicking a goal and rolls his ankle. That's when I probably thought, okay, this thing's not going to go that well. when you're getting injured celebrating. That sums up his year, I think, Charlie Cameron.
It's not been his best, has it?
Hasn't been his best year,
No.
and when you're hurting your ankle, and he went down, like it really hurt him.
I mean, riding a motorbike it's dangerous stuff in general,
It is,
celebrating.
yeah,
you know?
but he just didn't need to get that high on
No.
Joey's shoulders. Like, he didn't need to do it. He didn't do it at all. So I still think we give the Lions a mulligan here.
Okay.
I've still got them at the top of my list. Again, I don't have a favourite. I've got them in the top 2, 3 of teams that I think might be able to. So I think we just give them a pass on this. They've had a hell of a run.
Oh, yeah.
They've had to do it week in, week out for 10 weeks. So I think we give them a pass. And then we also say to the Giants, okay, legit threat now for the flag. Big sound coming out of out of Giants camp.
Huge. Yeah, I'm still on Brizzy. I've actually got in front of me, I've got 2 hats. I'm just spending a little bit of time deciding who I'm going for the finals. And I've got Lions.
So these are
and
your teams?
Lions or Hawks. That's sort of where I'm.
You're going to pick.
Because I'm a Fitzroy guy from way back.
True.
And so that makes sense.
I think colour-wise, you're more of a Brisbane colour.
Okay. Maroon kind of vibe.
Well, they're both the same, actually. I think about it.
Well, no, not really.
Golden brown, yellow and brown.
And, well, yeah, it's similar. We'll think about it.
Okay, fair enough. This is, again, just great games this round of football. Fly, my glorious Eagle, fly. Another game that the Eagles generally had no right winning. And a lot of people said, why didn't you cover this game? I'll tell you why I didn't cover it. Because I thought it was over with 3 minutes to go. And I went to the toilet and I walked back in front of the TV and Oscar Allen is snapping one over his head, putting them in front. And I'm sitting there shell-shocked going, what? Where have 3 goals in like 2 minutes? Why and how? Just unreal. Give Schofield a two. You found your coach. Forget Justin Langer. Forget Kenny Hinkley. The coach that you want and you need, he's right there for 2 years. He's going to be a coach that I think does all the hard work for 2 years, plows the fields, plays the seeds, and then you have time to sign another coach. But for now, I think he's your guy.
I like that.
They're playing for him.
Yeah.
Whatever he said to him at 3/4 time, keep saying it.
Yeah.
Keep saying it. They were unbelievable. Again, Paul Curtis puts them up. I think it was 96-77. And that's when I was like, okay, this game is done. To come back and to not give up says a lot about the Eagles. And North just got that W stuck in the throat again. Gets stuff. Sometimes it does get teams that, we know this is happening. There's something going around in the league. It's like a sickness where your throat it closes up and then you can't breathe really. But really what's stuck in it is just W.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the W is it's very similar to, a wall hook for
Yes.
painting. It's got those 3 prongs in there and I can totally see how that gets lodged.
Well, I've tried.
Yeah.
And I have swallowed a W, the hook.
Yeah.
And it's not a good experience.
No.
It does get lodged there. So I could only imagine for these teams that are going through, and North included, that it's not great when it does get stuck there. When it does
it's
get there, you
awful.
can't move. You can't move at all. But they got some dogs, the Eagles. Just in this last quarter, dogs as well. Darling was a dog. Allen was a dog. Yo was a dog. McGovern is a dog. He's unbelievable. I know he's getting on a bit, but what he did down back in this game, just set him up, intercept. Without him, they lose this game. No Barras as well because he's got contract awareness. But just he was massive, and he kicked 7 goals in the last quarter. Harley Reid's out there taking hangers. He didn't have the best game, but he did take a big mark.
And just fighting everyone again.
Still loves a fight. Still loves the fighting. The only thing that took this shine away from the win was that stinky song that they play at the end. Now, I don't know if it's Birds of Tokyo or who's singing it.
I think, yeah.
Go back to your old song, please. I'm begging you. Because even when I'm trying to get up and about, I'm trying to find some energy for you guys at the end of the game, and then you hear that song, and I understand why maybe the boys, they celebrate when the siren goes and they stop celebrating straight away.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't dance to that song.
Should we just remind ourselves of the song?
Yeah.
And I'll make sure, because there's 2 versions, isn't there? Like, because they did an updated one.
Play the worst one. It's better for the story.
It's better. Okay. Let's have it.
Born is pride from isolation, a fortress built. We cross the nation, our colors share the West Coast sky. Our will to
That goes on for another minute 30.
While it's a funeral, put that song in the middle. Let's say goodbye to that.
Yeah.
We can RIP to that song. That has to change. They got to change. I don't like it at all.
No.
I
mean,
hear it every
it's-
time. I go, this is not. Why commercialise it? You had a good thing. You don't get a band in to sing it.
No, there's no
Oh, we
need.
love Birds of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't know why I said that. I was trying to be nice. I don't like them at all. We love Jet. We love Jet.
We love Jet.
North just couldn't stop. They couldn't stop the pooing. It's like they took a laxative out there. They took a laxative like about 5 minutes to go in the last, thinking they were safe, but they weren't safe at all. Shit everywhere. Pooing all over Tassie as well. But they did dominate in like every aspect of the game. They're just so they won like every stat. So I don't know how they did this. It was just an absolute onslaught from the Eagles from nowhere. Sheasel and Sherry, very, very good. They've been good all year. And I know for a fact, I'm close to people at the club there, booked in for shoulder surgery.
Really?
Carrying the boys all year. Heavy shoulders. That's why they're strapped as well.
I get it.
Yeah, it's hard to carry the club. But I was watching, there was a game inside the game here, the big battle of pick 1 and pick 2. Reid and McKercher. So Reid had 12 touches in a Marquee of the Year nom. McKercher had 37 touches. So, I mean,
You tell me.
first year, you can't pick them yet. Not first year. You got to give it a 3-year window. It's like the Rosie and Walsh stuff. You can't pick one yet.
No.
No, we give them 3 years.
But we know what we've got in the two of them, though. That's 100%.
Oh, we know we got dogs in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, both 2 studs.
We're
3 years time, they'll both be
fine
studs.
on that front.
They'll be studs. And like I said, there's definitely direct flights from WA to Tassie. So I just want to make sure you definitely know that.
Okay, thank you.
Speaking of going to WA, Geelong went to WA and Cats got a cat in them. They don't rebuild. Like they had a 6-week period where they did a rebuild and fans hated it. But in terms of like a genuine rebuild that's not been good for a year, no thank you. They don't want to do that. And they haven't done that. They've won, I think they've made finals 14 the last 18 years. Just hate a rebuild. And this game was all, it's like we saw a first final. There was pressure through the roof here. Dangerfield just wound it back to 2016. He was unbelievable in the last quarter. And they could, I mean, they get a home final, they could do anything. Because they've got some soldiers still. They're still very much 2 teams of, I think they're 2 teams in one still. You got the old balls who are doing their own thing and a bit slow, and then you got the young cats who want to go lightning quick. So sometimes you get them all on the same page, but then sometimes they're on different pages as well. And Freo, frauds, real fraud mandel. They're the biggest tease in the comp, I reckon.
Okay.
Up there with Carlton.
Yeah.
And Essendon.
Biggest tease.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
They're the biggest tease because all year they've been good. They get a home game against Geelong, who Geelong hate travelling. They hate travelling to Melbourne on a highway for an hour, let alone a 6-hour flight. That was a tease that they did to their fans. In the retro kit as well. To tease them like that while looking good, that's not what you want.
No.
You don't want that as a fan. So shout out to all the fans who went there in the retro kit with the anchors. And had to sit there and watch your team just tease you for 2 hours. Not good. So turn into fraud mantle, and all you have to do to lock away your finals, you can lock away, is beat a Geelong team at home. That's all you had to do. So it wasn't a big ask from them. It wasn't a big ask at all, but they just could not find a winner up forward. And then they had this really weird, and this is from Banfield. He did a really weird elbow act. Did you see it?
No. I know it was talked about.
It was really just not. It was gross. It wasn't on. So he put like an elbow in the back of someone's head after a mark. And I think that's weeks.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. So I hated that as well. And now they've got some work to do. So the Giants at NG and then Port at home and win. They need to win 2 to make finals. So they'd be twitching a bit over there in Freo.
That's a tough run, isn't it?
Tough run. Even Port there now is the way Port are going. That's tough. So join the slide. I think it's a 3-team slide at the moment. Freo, Essendon, Carlton. Probably another room for another team. Enough room for another team.
Yep.
Not a slide you want to be on.
Get those legs locked either side of you.
Yeah,
you know.
well, Essendon are all the way down it. They're in the sandpit.
Yeah,
saying,
okay.
hey, it's okay. Come on, you can do it.
Like, you'll be
And
fine.
Carlton are just about halfway, stuck.
Yep.
Got the skin burn. And then Freo are looking down going, actually, this looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll slide as well. Maybe I'll slide. Speaking of, here we go. This is great. The slide lived up to expectations. You know what, Bombers fans? If you don't laugh, you will cry. So let's laugh. It's a funeral. We've done the funeral. We've done the crying.
Should we?
Go on, try Essendon fans.
It's good.
It feels good. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. So, bad night to be a Bomber scarf.
Oh.
A horrendous night to be a red and black scarf at Marvel and in the streets of Marvel. I saw lots of scarf action being thrown on the ground. I saw a lot of scarves around Marvel. Went from a morning walk. I thought, let's go around to Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the damage from what's happened last night. A lot of scarves on the streets.
Wow.
I think they're known for it. I think Richmond were known for it. I think Essendon now are known for the scarf throw.
Big scarf throw.
Big scarf
Love
throwers in
that.
Essendon. But as if this isn't the most Essendon thing ever. Surely we all saw this coming from a mile away. Of course their season was going to end with them kicking 1-9 in the last quarter. The away team they're playing hasn't won an away game for 2 years. And the player that they've been booing all game beats 3 defenders and then shush him after he has ice in his veins kicking the goal winner on the siren. Of course it was going to happen. Mac Andrew, we said he's must-watch TV. Told you he's must-watch TV. He's a king.
Mm-hmm.
And when he marked it, maybe I saw it coming for the game, but when he clunked it, I said, oh, no, this is done. He's got ice in his veins. He doesn't care about the occasion, doesn't care about the crowd. He wants the moment. Went back and slots it. It was unbelievable.
I was a bit nervous, though. I actually don't think it was a slotting. It was...
he snuck in. There was a bit of left to right action on it.
So he's got ice. I think he's got like ice cubes in his vein.
He wanted it though.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he went up and beat 3 defenders, like that's a guy who wants the moment.
There are several types of, how good a player can be, right? Categories. And I think Mac Andrew falls into the slow clap category. Just one of these.
Yeah. Could be anything. Man, when he decides when he starts to size, or hopefully when he does start eating dumbbells this off season, look out. He puts 10 kilos of muscle on. Now, when I said that players want the moment, he went up hard. And we love Ben King, but I saw Ben King just peel out the back a bit.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's one of those ones with Ben King with his set shot at the moment going, oh, maybe I'm not the right guy to fly for this, but Mac wanted it.
Homer Simpson going back into the bushes.
That's exactly what it was like. He was like, that's not me, I don't think. But Mac Andrew flew hard. But just, let's, Essendon fans, I know we've had our differences.
Sure.
Let's all agree, we're having a laugh, that this is just hilarious. Don't you reckon?
It's pretty funny. Come on.
It's pretty funny. And I'm only saying that because it's better to laugh than cry, but very funny. Of course it was going to happen.
Totally.
Just the most Essendon thing ever. So they're well and truly down the slide. And I feel bad for Essendon fans who are in the 23 to 30-year-old age demo.
Okay.
Growing up and their only relationship with the footy club is pain.
Well, the other thing is I'm in that demo. And I remember distinctly at school, like we're talking primary school period, a lot of people went for them because of their success, because it was their first kind of memory.
Yeah.
When you're about 5, 6, 7,
exactly.
in and around, and they went, okay.
Yeah. Or your parents, and I think a lot of Essendon fans will be now having some hard convos with the parents.
Yep.
Saying, you've actually done this to me. I didn't choose this. You saw some good times.
Yeah.
You passed it down to me. And now I'm shoveling the shit.
Sure.
So I think that'd be going to their mum and dad saying, look, what you've done to me is absolutely unforgivable.
Yeah.
And I will never forgive you for the pain I'm going through in a nice way possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for bringing me into this world. Kind of want to leave it.
I actually heard a really, really great call over at Stateside, and this kid called up a podcast much like this and said, hey guys, I'm a New York Jets fan. Yeah, terrible as well. And he said, I just want to share a story about the fact that my dad actually formally gave me an opportunity to leave. So they lost a really important game, and the dad, who's a diehard Jets fan, said, son, you're in for a really long ride here with this team. This is the moment I'm gifting you to make a decision. You're either sticking with us, or I do not blame you if this is the moment that you choose to look elsewhere.
leave.
And he slept on it. He said, I'll take 24 hours. And he said, no, I'm riding with the Jets. But I don't mind parents or even the club to maybe give an official window.
Yeah.
If you're under 12 maybe, you get like a 24-hour grace period where you can go, okay, take a moment, shop around, see what else is out there.
Yeah.
And decide.
I don't hate that. Maybe we do something on socials to see how many people take it up, Essendon fans, of just like, hey, here is a formal application you can take to the club.
Yep.
Sit on it, sleep on it, But seriously, if you want to apply and say, my name's Daniel Gorringe, I'm from Essendon, I'm from Port Melbourne, I'm signing that I'm done and I'm signing to another team. I think we should try and get something up and see how we go with Essendon fans.
Yeah.
Because I think a few of them would take it.
Absolutely.
And you wouldn't begrudge them.
It'd be very much like just trade period. Like you'd just be checking out your options. I don't know if too many Essendon fans wouldn't want to see what their options are.
No.
You know, you
definitely
just go,
not.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, let's take the week and we'll have a look.
Now, the fans, they're frustrated. A lot of booing going on at McAndrew. And I love that he shushed him because he obviously heard during the game. And that is the shush in that situation from Big Mac to do it to the crowd is the only time you should be shushing. A lot of early shushes going on in the league at the moment. Mason Cox is a serial shusher. A serial first quarter shusher.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying we put the shush away in the pocket. And you can only use it if you do something like Mac.
Yeah.
Last 2 minutes, you kick a game winner. That's where you can bring it out.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's too much early shushing going on.
Well,
for
you
mine.
can't be shushed for 3 quarters. I mean, it's a long time to be quiet.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
But I'm saying like this. I see that with Coxie, but a lot of other players going early on the shush. It's not a celebration when you go early on because it comes back to bite in the ass. But we did see a celebration of Yusuf here in the league twice. See the Suns. This is the funniest meme.
What did they do?
When Drapes did a Kitty's goal.
Yeah.
And then after the game, they're up and about and doing their social media stuff. And they got him and Yusuf and said both came second.
Very
The
good.
Suns they're on fire. They're up and about on the weekend, the Suns. But for the Bombers, I think it's more about the Bombers. I think I felt the Suns were coming.
Yep.
I felt like this was always going to happen for the Suns. They were just building and I kept saying eventually after 2 years, you just have to win one. For Dimmer and for the Suns in their development, you just have to get the monkey off the back and you have to win.
Yep.
And he broke the curse. It was the game where he broke the curse. So his last game at Marvel, I think at Marvel MCG maybe MCG against the Bombers, they lose by a point when he's coaching the Tigers. First game to break the curse at Marvel, they win by a point against the Bombers. Curse lifted.
It's beautiful.
He broke it.
They're done now. They
The
do have
curse
to
is
come to
done.
Melbourne. They're at the G, though, final round.
Yeah,
so-
but it's lifted.
Yeah.
The curse is lifted for him.
Yeah.
It is. I feel bad for Bombers fans. I do. I feel bad for Zach Merritt as well. He is a Lamborghini being driven around in a cow paddock. Now, I've never driven a Lamborghini. I know they look good. I know he has one. Mr. Lambo definitely has one. Probably got a Bugatti or something this week. But one of those players where you say, hey, thank you so Bombers fans here. You're so good. Thank you so much. If you want to shop around, our blessing. Because you're too good to be true for us. He's just the heart and soul dog. Tried to will him over the line. Couldn't do it in the end. Needed some of the boys up forward to kick a goal. A lot of spray targets, as we said. So Essendon have an off season to think about it. Think about the slide.
Yep.
Rebuild the slide again. And go again in 2025. But just hilarious again.
Overall, better season from them, though.
Better season. Better season. Always going to happen. Like if we're being honest again, don't laugh. If you're not going to cry, the Nellies laugh. Very funny.
Yeah.
Always going to happen. This game was happening at the same time. I don't think anyone watched it. It was at the MCG, the Loud House. Port beat the D's by 2 points. Now, how many people do you think went?
Ooh, okay. Visually...
On TV, what'd you see? What'd you feel?
Well, at one point there, it looked like more seagulls than people.
Well, you're right, there was.
Do you have the figure?
I do.
I'm going 16.
Close, 17,000.
17.
18,000 seagulls. A lot of seagulls there.
Yeah.
At least they showed up.
It's good to see.
It was a genuine chopstick to the eye special this game. Like it was just, I kind of get why the D's fans don't go to the games.
Oh, yeah.
After seeing that. Especially this year. And maybe this year it was just always going to happen. Like maybe it was a season that it was always going to like this for the D's. Brayshaw retires, unfortunately, a week before the season starts. Then you have Clary's off season, which is well documented. You have Track's spleen, Gorn's leg, Maisie's been in and out, Lever in and out. Maybe this was always just going to happen for the D's. Goody has some questionable. He does some questionable things, Goody. So when it's pretty much even, only 6-7 goals have been scored in the game. When you sub off Van Roy and you're full forward, and decide that maybe you don't want to target up front, then I go, okay, I don't think you guys really want to win this game. That was a question mark for me. It was a weird thing to do. Clary as well. They're going to make a decision on Clary. We love Clary on the show. I said he was going to win Brownlow this year. Said a lot of things on the show. I said that. They're going to make a decision on him. Had 5 touches to halftime. Moved the half back to free him up. So a lot of talk that he's happy to explore. They're both happy to explore what's going on there for him. But just a year to forget for the D's. Year to forget, but also not.
Absolutely. It could look completely different, this Demons team next year. Completely different.
In terms of turning players over?
Yeah. Like, just the outfit could...
Just have a shot.
Like, who knows?
Yeah. I said a year to forget. Actually hasn't been. It's been a great season for the D's. Hawthorn's been great. Buller's been awesome. Falls had great snow. So it's actually been pretty decent.
I suppose, talking about Paris a lot with the Olympics has probably shone on, reminded us of how good cheese is.
True.
Red. Wine.
The vibes are immaculate.
Yeah.
At home in the snow, not at the game.
Blunston brought out a new boot.
Yeah.
It's...
I still think we've got to get a petition. Speaking of petitions and votes, we've got to have a vote on moving their games to Marvel.
After, what have we had now? Probably 3 genuine under 19,000
No one's
games.
rocking up. When the Seagulls are moving across the screen because they're zoning in for hot chips on the ground, because that means there's a lot of space in the stands and they can see a target, a landing spot.
Yep.
When that's happening, I think AFL goes, okay.
We're going to look at something.
Visually on the TV, I thought a seagull was going to come through the screen at one point. It got that close to the camera.
Oh, it looked like Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah. I thought there was seagulls coming at me.
Absolutely.
So I think we're going to say, hey, do you guys actually want to be at the G or should we move you to Marvel?
Yeah. No seagulls there.
We'll close the roof.
Yeah.
We'll close the roof completely. And for the power, your boy, busy boy, Horn Francis. He was the difference. Yeah. He was very good.
He was very good.
See, you admit it now. 28 and 2.
I've always said he's been very good.
You just said he looks busy.
He makes himself look busier than he is.
Well, he didn't need to look busy this game because he just was busy.
Yep.
Put him on the back and said, let's go, boys.
Yep.
In a game that just looked like nothing that they did the week before. Quite the opposite. 112 beating of the Swans and then an arm wrestle.
Yeah.
The power is so funny because we've called for Ken's head. He's not going to get sacked. We think that the only way he keeps his job is if they win the flag, which is just literally like a death sentence.
Yep.
Like, there's no way for him to win here unless he wins a flag.
Yeah.
And I feel like when they go into finals, because they're going to make finals now, they're going to be a team that will either roll you by 8 to 10 goals or get rolled by 8 to 10 goals. There's no in between with them. So they should have beaten the D's, if we're being honest about their chances, by 7 goals minimum.
Having said that, though, what have we seen in the last sort of 4 to 5 weeks from Port? We've seen that they can win all types of different games, which I think is pretty important. So they've also been able to win where they'll need to win the whole thing. They've won at Marvel. They've won at Adelaide Oval. They've done big beatings. They've had arm wrestles. And I think that's a pretty awesome sign to be able to shift your mindset and game plan and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I reckon this year, 2 home finals in Adelaide.
Yep.
So you get it again. They've been in this spot a lot over the last few years. I surely feel like Ken's last roll of dice, he goes, we have 2 chances to get to the Loud House.
Yep.
In September 28th at home. We don't blow this. Not this year. We cannot. We're too good. We've shown we're too good to not realistically now think internally in our 4 walls at Alberton, we can get to that last day. You can't choke it again.
No.
A lot of choking going on, but you can't get caught up in it.
No.
Now they have the showdown. Oof. Adelaide will be buzzing. West Ends, Curries, the hill might burn down.
Knitting.
Yeah. Churches.
Yep. Fingers.
Going a lot of fingers on the hill.
Yeah.
Directed at you and me, probably.
Bring it on.
I'm association by me, but there'll be a lot of this going on the hill. That shitty bridge will be, it could crumble, and I hope it does. If you're on the bridge actually in Adelaide, you know what you should do? Before you go to war together, Port and Adelaide fans, meet on either side, come together on the bridge and start stomping and try and take the fucking bridge down.
Okay.
Try and break the foundations of it. I hate that bridge.
Yeah.
I hate it with all my heart. And I know gather rounds there again next year and we'll go there. But I'm going to get a petition with a board, 30,000 signatures and say we need to get rid of this shitty bridge. I hate it.
Or at least have that flying fox that they had for gather round.
Yeah.
Have that over the bridge.
Need something.
How good would that be?
Need something. But the showdown's big now. This is huge. It's big for Port to get a home final and big for Adelaide because Adelaide, they're taking scalps. They took a doggy scalp. You know what they want in their pocket? A big Port Adelaide fucking thunderbolt. To say, hey, you want this? Get it.
Yeah.
I don't want when they're asked. It shouldn't have gone their ass.
Yeah, but it's
still,
there.
Yeah, in their pocket.
It's a win-win for the city of Adelaide next Saturday because if Port win that, it's jubilation. Like that city's going off. If Crows
Oh, yeah.
kill their season,
Yeah.
or top 4 hopes, wow.
Man.
How good.
Dangerous time to be in Adelaide to be a beer,
Yep.
a bridge,
Yeah.
curry, and a middle finger.
Yeah.
Please tell me that game's in prime time at some point.
Well, unfortunately, it is, but everyone's probably going to be watching St Kilda Geelong at the same time. But other than that, it is on at 7:30.
Saturday night prime time,
Yeah,
7:30.
so 7 o'clock in Adelaide.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a great time to watch Showdown. I love a Showdown. All right, let's unpack it. Let's get some therapy. Feel like now we're in the funeral part. We're kind of into our 7th beer.
Yeah, we've had a few party pies, maybe some sandwiches with the crusts cut off.
And the sad sacks are still here. So this is the sad sack moment.
Yep.
And then I feel like by your 10th beer, it's like, okay, guys, who wants to kick on a bit?
Yeah.
I'm
We're
done.
going to get through this.
I'm over being sad.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a bit loose.
Yeah.
Carlton Hawks. If you thought Ray Gunn was the funniest thing you saw all weekend, the Blues absolutely took the cake when they decided to put the boots on at the MCG. You know it's bad when people are saying, I feel bad for you. Are you okay? Instead of just laughing at you and being mean.
Yep.
That's how I know it's bad. When they feel sympathy for us.
Mm-hmm.
The Heritage jumper, colours up. You think, you know what? There's legends either side of the banner. They're going to turn up. They're not going to run past a Sam Rowe. And they're not going to run past a Josh DeLuca.
No.
They're not going to run past the flying doormat and say, we're not going to show up for you because we know what you've done for this club. Their heritage is on. They're going to run out there and breathe fire. Well, they're going to put on a show, wind it back to the glory days. Wound it back to fucking 2018. Why would you do that? On the big stage when you know your season's on the line. This is the game you have to win. You have to win it. And I love this footy club. I do. I think we all know that. But I have the most toxic relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is just cruel now. Not sure why we do it to ourselves, really, if I'm being completely honest. It's just, injuries aside, we were cooked from the start. We hung in the first quarter, and a lot of people are saying, oh, but we had no on the field. Yeah, we didn't. But we got smoked in that second quarter. Yep. We got smoked, and then we start getting injured. And guys that are injured, see a doctor. Fuck me. Go into the doctor and say, hey, I just think I'm built of paper mache.
Mm-hmm.
I think my hammies are made of wet paper.
Mm-hmm.
I think my collarbone's a bit not as strong as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
See a doctor and get a checkup because we've just been injured all year. What's going on down there? Hamstrings, bones are broken. Drink some milk. Drink some milk.
Pumpkin juice, at least.
Don't know what that means. Is that's something that helps, is it?
I reckon it
You just said it, didn't you?
I reckon it mend bones very easily.
It's just so disappointing. Like, it's just having to sit through that, knowing where we've been through, and you dish that up. It's just like, I know football's hard. I get it's hard. And I get that it's a lot easier on your couch eating some Doritos and have been 6 beers deep. I understand that. But just show a bit of fight.
Yeah.
I'd rather you just belt someone, at least show that you care. You know? When you got the collars on, get to work. Just got smoked. And now before I get into the Blues again and deeper and open up that wound, let's go to the Hawks and give them some praise.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Because it is about the Hawks. Look, the Hawks, this is all them. They're everything that you want to see in a finals team. They are fun. They're quick. They take the game on. They have cool sellies. They don't give a shit about anyone except themselves. And when Guinea did this, Selly hit us with a walk in the park, Selly. I said, it's over. Guinea's out there not even trying. Come on.
Yeah.
Help me. Josh Weddle's kicking 3 from the back line and then doing presses saying we know they ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, and everyone's like, he shouldn't have said that. He can say what he damn wants because it's true. When you're that good and you got swagger, you say what you want. I don't care. I don't want them to keep saying stuff. I want them to go at the media and just say whatever they want because they're young and they're hip with it. They are unreal. Their forward line's full of mozzies. They're quick. They are electric. Now, I know that we've been saying they're fun to watch, but seeing them against your team and having to analyse actually what's going on, because there's a bit of, personally am involved. Sure. Seeing what they did, that was a genuine open training session in the MCG in front of 84,000 people. They walked us around the G. Just bent us over. What are you doing? You on them now?
Oh, I think I'm on them. I've just got the bucket hat on.
They're unreal. So if we're talking about teams that you got to jump on a bandwagon if your team's out of it, I'm all hocked.
They're pretty easy to jump on.
I'm hocked up in the pants.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hooked up. So now I think that they're going to make finals. They had to beat us the Blues by 67 points. They did that, 74 points it was. So they're back in the 8 now. Well, they're in the 8 from nowhere. Unbelievable. Sam Mitchell's gone playing some serious football.
Mm-hmm.
They're just clean. They're clean going forward. They run in waves. His handball. They had, and half back, they had every defender. It was like the Mighty Ducks feet flying at a half back. I said, boys, stop it.
Yeah.
Play a bumper bar. Stop them. They're running out. They don't even care. Haven't even got the ball and they're just storming out of the back line. Impey would give a handball and then Weddle would burn past him. Sam Frost doesn't know what's going on, but he's burning past as well. Every defender just running in a V formation. That's scary as a defender. Then at the back.
Side.
Yeah. And what?
Take that side.
And then you've got Guinea running out. The Watson, the Wizard running out towards goal. Chol, cool with it. They're sick. They're really sick. So let's hope they do some damage in the finals.
I wouldn't want to play Port, Brisbane, Hawthorn in finals. The way it's sitting right now, maybe the Dogs.
Yeah. So well done,
Scary.
Hawk. Well done, Hawk. You're scary. You're good. You deserve to be in the fight. You do deserve. We talk about teams who deserve to be there. They're one that definitely deserves to be there.
Absolutely.
They do. And back to the Blues, they don't. And I love them, and I'll always be in the corner, and I'll back them to the fucking cows come home. But they do not deserve to be there. I'm sorry. I can't believe we said that we may never lose again in the episode title.
Probably, jump the gun a little bit.
Honestly now, I love him, but we're injured. So we got Martin out, hamstring, Chera's out, as we know. Fogarty got out. Boyd didn't touch the footy. I think he got a big corky. Curno's done with an ankle. And I'm getting mail and news, and it was actually an incident in the last quarter where Harry watch this week. Could be without him as well. So I have lots of hope and well wishes and support, but I have zero faith that they'll make the finals now. And I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I think we go to Perth. I think we get run off our feet by the Eagles. We can't run. Teams are turning stuff into a track meet against us. We're not athletes, mate. Well, we're ray gun.
Sure.
You know, we got people turning into Usain Bolt out there against us. We're ray gun. We know what we are. We look cool. Actually not. She kind of had the one-day international outfit on. She's about to play cricket. But we're ray gun. Everyone else is Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
At the track. We can't keep up with them. So I have zero faith that we're going to win either of the games. I think we get knocked off by the Eagles. And again, I love my Blues, but I'm being a realist. I think we get knocked off by the Eagles, and I think the Saints get us. And we go to Bali. Cripps' legacy is now on the line, ladies and gentlemen. So he's probably going to go Brownlow, two-time Brownlow winner.
Ooh. So you're off Marcus?
If we're talking the odds.
You're off Marcus?
I don't think Marcus got votes yesterday.
Okay.
Dacos didn't in Friday night. I think Cripper, he wouldn't have yesterday either. But I think, if that round's a wipe, we still go with the front runner, which is Cripps. I think he goes and wins a Brownlow. But if he doesn't win a grand final, his legacy is now in question. You're just, as one of the all-time greats, we had this convo with Danger, where everyone's like, oh, Danger's a great player. You know, he's won BNS, Brownlow, all this stuff. He's been so good. But to have a legacy in the league, you just need a flag.
Okay.
You just do. You're not the same ilk?
I think that if I think about my team in particular, we've had plenty of players that haven't been able to win one, and I look at them as all-time greats.
In your club?
No, overall. I think that, like, you can't tell me that a Robert Harvey or a Revolt or Lenny Hayes, someone, you know, like...
No. I think there's that level, and then there's like...
Just a slight
moguls.
tier above.
Moguls.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe the argument could be made with Bont without the Brownlow.
Sure.
You know, go premiership player, great player, could never be the best in the league for a season. So I think his question, and it's just so, I feel for him, because he was the only one trying yesterday, and when he took a pay cut years ago to say, let's you know, love the USA basketball team, let's get some Avengers here. When he took a pay cut, I thought, okay, he's doing this so he can win a flag. Pay him back. Pay him his money back. I don't care. Go down Lygon on Street, find a paper bag, put it under a table, go pay him back.
Yeah.
Because he did that for us, and we've shat in the bag. What we did with the bag is we shat in it and said, hey, funny prank, light it on fire, put it on his doorstep.
Yeah, got him.
Big, yeah. I mean, they can still make finals, but it won't happen.
No.
It won't be happen. But we go again, 2025, rest in peace to them. Here we go. Now, I couldn't actually see this game because I had the chopsticks lodged in my eyes, but I heard it. Richmond Saints at Marvel. When was the last time Saints left Marvel?
Yeah, well, we've had like 4 home games in a row.
Not a long, yeah. I can't remember you outside of Marvel.
Well, the thing is, though, that the first half of the season we were almost never there.
No, we were. Okay. Welcome home.
Yeah, thank you. And
Welcome
we won't
home.
leave for the rest of the year.
True. Well, I mean, you would have paid attention to this game. Go on, give us the spiel. What do you think? What do you think? Honestly.
Look, it wasn't the sexiest game of football that we've ever seen.
Absolute snooze fest.
I think that it felt good to beat Richmond by a decent margin off the back of when we played them in Adelaide at Norwood, when it was...
the soccer ground
I can't
game.
remember what the score was, but I feel confident that maybe only 6 goals were scored overall.
This the Aliens game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was...
Not good.
That was a pretty tough watch.
Yeah.
So I think that the whole time I was just hoping for that real gap in scoreline where you go, okay, thank God. It was the Aliens and it was the soccer ground.
Yeah.
You know? Ryan Marshall, unreal.
All Australian.
Love him.
I'm on him now.
Yeah.
I think so.
Special.
Just averaging 20 touches and 26 hit-outs.
Special.
I think he'd be up there. You have to look at it at least. He'd be in the squad.
Absolutely.
For sure. Here's a gun. I just feel like you guys come marching in. I feel like you do it a lot. Every season you come marching in late to be like middle of the table now. I just march in for the whole year.
Yeah. Oh, it's hard to do though.
Just keep marching.
Yeah.
It is hard.
How do you march for that long?
It is hard. What was the crowd there? 3?
No, it was a lot better than...
Was it?
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of Richmond fans were possibly hoping for a Dusty surprise.
Oh, yeah, like a guest appearance?
Yeah, a guest appearance, but it just didn't happen. You know?
Oh, like an encore. Dusty.
Yeah.
Dusty runs out in the
and
boots.
they're going, no, he's not here. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dusty's not coming
Dusty's
to Marvel.
not in the- not in
on
the
a
race.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay.
I get. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, for Richmond, they've been shitty all year. They've been stinky all year. So the only shining light from their season is probably Danny Rioli. He was very good.
Hasn't missed a game. I think he's the only player.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Had 36 touches on the weekend, and he's just going to leave.
Yeah, so that's good, isn't it?
So they've had a bad year. Now their heart's going to get ripped out of them.
Yep.
When everyone leaves.
Yeah.
Not great. Not great.
He had such a good moment where he beat 3 or 4 players yesterday, but he was, I think he was a bit, just before the ball found its way to him, he was taking his mouth guard out. So he had that.
I heard this, yeah.
Kind of just out of his mouth.
Like Steph
hooked
Curry.
around. Yeah, but running. It was very, very
Crazy.
funny.
Yeah. Richmond just got to go away and rebuild. I still think that's the worst coaching job to have right now.
Yep.
It's going to be bad. Wait, I think there's more pain to come. I'm sorry, Richmond fans. I think there's more pain to come. A lot of pain to come. You know who actually, on you Richmond fans, when teams lose, like a big, say for the big 3 clubs that lost on the weekend, which is everyone's probably dream if you don't go for the clubs, Essendon, Collingwood, Carlton, the first supporters to pile on. So if there's a loss on the ground, the first supporters to pile on and just abuse that team, North and Richmond fans
really
are always the first.
Wow.
Oh, I've noticed. They just jump on straight away and just laugh.
North's an interesting one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's very interesting considering they've done jack shit for a long time. But every time, like, I feel like I have to do something or post something, it's always North fans that come to the party early and laugh. Which is great. When your season hasn't been great, the only thing you do have is finger pointing and verbal piling on. You'd have something in your back pocket.
Well, if you didn't do that, then I've got serious questions about how seriously you take, take things. So it's good.
Okay, well, the Saints now got to try and find a way to keep battle. That's the next war. Lose the battle, win the war.
Yeah, nice.
Like that.
I see what
Josh
you're doing.
Battle's his last name. So do they any world that he stays or not? Because I think what's happened now, the bad thing in your situation is if the Hawk had been going so bad, then he'd be like, okay, well, the Saints, I can see that, we've done some pretty good stuff in the last 6 weeks. But since they're just lighting teams up, maybe he's going, I'll be part of that.
There are whispers, mate.
Oh, wow. What have you heard?
Whispers.
That he's happy.
Whispers he's happy.
Wow.
So watch this space.
A full U-turn job.
And I'm not this isn't like
No, it's Bible.
this is gospel. No, just for my St Kilda employers, this isn't like I've heard it from some
You had
a
lunch with
physio
Ross.
already. Yeah, I haven't had lunch with Ross. Now I'm spilling the beans. What has actually happened is someone I don't know messaged me on Instagram and said, "It's all good, buddy. I've heard he really likes it."
That's all you need. If you got hope about anything, you're maybe losing a player. All you need is a text message from a friend saying, "Nah, he's all good. He's staying."
I've played with his cousin once.
His cousin's dog threw the ball back to me and he said he's going to stay. He barked at me and said, "Who's home?" And last game of the round, Adelaide Dogs, Crom. Where's this been all year? You want to roll the Dogs now and potentially end their season? Like, why don't you do that for the start of the year? So you're just good at home. Like, you haven't been good all year and now you decide, you know what, 3-4 games to go. Time to be good.
Yeah.
Time to be good. I just think 2025 is their year. Their forward line's all sorted. There was question marks over what they're going to do post-Tex. Fogg, Thriller, Rankin, Curtin, Rochelle. You're fine. You're good up forward. You're going to be sweet. So it's just, thank you so much, Crom. Carlton and the Hawks, probably, we owe you a bottle of wine and a nice dinner for what you've done because you've kept us alive. You kept the pulse there by beating the Western Bulldogs. Riley O'Brien gave English all the business in the world. 58 hit outs to 16. Crazy. They got penned. The Dogs didn't rock up. They didn't want any bar of that. And after being the top 4 teams the last 4 weeks, then going to Adelaide against the bottom 4 team, probably thought they're gonna smoke him here. Didn't want a bar of it. Didn't like Adelaide at all. Didn't like the hotel beds. Didn't like the sounds. Didn't like the heel. Didn't like the finger pointing. Now, I'm not saying that all you Adelaide fans from here on in go and give the finger to the team, but I'm saying maybe when you're doing the selfies to Ollie, it's having an effect out there in the field. So maybe you do stand on the heel and start giving the finger to teams. Just for the, you know how Port do the never, oh my God.
This is it.
Imagine if Port are doing the never tear us apart and the Adelaide fans are on the hill just doing this. Have we started something?
Please.
If we watch Channel 7 and they're cutting around to never tear us apart.
Adelaide, please.
And then they see the scarves and on the hill they see Adelaide fans or wherever you are on the ground also standing up giving the finger.
And sing along as well, like for all I care. Like do it. Get around, you know.
It could be huge.
Bit of a sway.
Maybe that's your new thing. That's your new thing. Well done, Adelaide. Hey, you'll be okay next year. You'll turn things around. If the Dogs are getting a mulligan again. My last 5 weeks, they've kicked 17 behinds. Got to sort that out. So they'll sort it out. They'll get a mulligan. They'll be good. So, Doggies, stress less. You're fine. You'll probably still bank fine. Actually, I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But I have done a letter predictor, everyone. That's how we're going to end this episode. So I've done a letter predictor because I know when you do that, you think you're in trouble. I think I'm in trouble with the Blues. So I've done the letter predictor. This is where we end. This is your final 8 with 2 weeks to go. So you guys can start making your hotel reservations, booking what you need to book, whether it's going on holidays or coming to Melbourne for finals or whatever. But this is the top 8. Sydney finished on top. Geelong finished 2nd, Lions 3rd, Port ran out your top 4. Giants 5th, Dogs 6th, 7th is Hawthorn, 8th is Freo. First week we have Sydney v Port in Sydney, second, and then second final we'll have Geelong and Brizzy in Geelong because it won't be a Melbourne team. So they'll get a home final at that boring ass town. And then we'll have Giants versus Freo at NG. Yuck. And then the Dogs v Hawks at probably the G.
Yeah.
I'd say the G. It'd have to be the G.
It would have to. I mean, literally.
Revenue. Well, they're kind of at Marvel, but they want to fit as many as they can into the game. So that's what I think your top 8 is. I think the Blues just miss out and the Suns come with a late flurry and miss out as well.
Oh, you see them winning the next 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They got Melbourne this week and they have Richmond, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. They are, guys. You've done it. So, again, thank you guys for being here on this amazing, just a great day to say goodbye. A sad day.
That's very true.
But also a nice day to be like, okay, I can go rest easy now.
Do you feel better?
Not really.
No,
not at all. But I feel better by saying goodbye to the teams, especially Carlton. So we will see you on Wednesday where the morning will be done.
Thursday?
Whoops. We're here Wednesday. That's how it works. Doesn't
Media.
it? We'll be here on Thursday and we're going to just get ourselves back for 2 weeks of big footy. Just wind it up slowly and explode.
This was the calm before the storm, this episode.
It was needed.
Yeah.
It was needed. So we love you. We'll see you on Thursday.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.